Oops, wrong one. There we go. All right, we're going for another one. Today will be chapter 2. So for people who are wondering what the hell is happening, oh my god, your session's tomorrow, it's not today. Don't panic. This is a different version. This is just 100% recorded only for the internet use. I won't say it has nothing to do with Discord, but it's more of like this is to basically, give people something to look at, something to review, something to revise. This should not be on stream. Something to revise and whatnot, right? And that also should not be on stream. Thank you for the follow. Where's my chatbot? Actually, chatbot. There we go. Can't see chat anymore. I'm dumb. I want that open. I want that closed. That's good enough. Wagwan. Hello. Anyway, let's get that chatbot running. If it wants to run. If it doesn't run, screw it. Okay. Anyway, so last off, we left off with we finished chapter 1. The whole website's going to be white. You have to deal with it. We left off with chapter 1. We finished chapter 1, and basically we've learned quite a bit of new grammar, right? Especially if you're new to the Japanese language. So anyway, as always, when we do this, I'm gonna assume that you kind of at least know how to read some hiragana and katakana. You don't have to. My microphone's too far. You don't have to what do you call this? You don't have to know too much words because we'll teach you as we'll go through it as we go, right? So anyway, that being said, let's not waste so much time. Okay, we're gonna go into chapter 2 straight away. So we're going to chapter 2. So here we're gonna start chapter 2 straight away. The website is up here. You can see. If you're on my Twitch page, you scroll down a bit. There should be a website that says JPLANG. I'll just write down jplang.tufts.ac.jp. Anyway, without further ado, let's actually start. So that being said, as always, we're gonna have the bot read us. We're gonna have the website read us the conversation, and then it's gonna be fast. Don't worry about it. We just want to hear what how Japanese would read it, okay? And then afterwards, then we'll go through it at our own pace, right? So let's start. All right, perfect. So first of all, we can see that there's some new words here, right? Ohayo gozaimasu. This one we've never been through before. So Ohayo is basically a new greeting we're gonna learn today. Oh, that's shoot. Ohayo, right? So Ohayo, which is Ohayo, right? Or there's no sound on desktop. Well then, hold on. I forgot to enable it. Okay, so we basically had a few minutes of awkward silence. Let's do that one more time. God damn it.
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
先生、ここは教室ですか？
はい、そこは A クラスの教室です。
Okay, now actually they have read it. Let's go through what happened. So, ohayo gozaimasu is a greeting. So, ohayo is to say good morning. Right? So when we say ohayo gozaimasu, right? We're saying good morning, guys. So ohayo gozaimasu, right? We pronounce it as ohayo gozaimasu, where the o is just a bit stretched. So with our new vocabulary for today, ohayo gozaimasu, this is how to say good morning, right? And also and then you're gonna ask, so is there another way to say good morning without, sounding so long? You can. If you just say ohayo, which we remove this part here, this also means good morning. It kind of means like, hey, morning. Right? Kind of like that morning greeting. It's like, morning, man. Ohayo. Whereas if you want to be a bit more polite, hey, good morning, ohayo gozaimasu. See, that it gives you a different feel, different vibe, right? Okay. So right here we have Ali. Just remember this guy here is Ali. Where is my pen? So this guy here, he's Ali, right? And we've been through this. We've been through this in chapter 1. Ali is our student from Malaysia. Okay? And right now he's saying Ohayo gozaimasu to his teacher. Ohayo gozaimasu. And you can see Suzuki, which is the name of the teacher. Suzuki. Right? And then she responds with Ohayo gozaimasu. So he's saying hi. And then she's responding with, he's saying good morning. And now he's responding, hey, good morning too. Ohayo gozaimasu. Right? And then now we see here, Ari says, Sensei, ここは教室ですか? Right? So first of all, we have new words. 教室, right? 教室. This is 教室. This means classroom. Okay? And then we also have a new word, ここ, which it means here. We'll talk about that in a bit. We have a new noun, sensei, which means teacher. Okay? And then we remember there's a ka here, which means that this sentence is a question. Right? So, before we go through anything, remember in chapter 1, we learned that sensei as a suffix to a name, right? For example, if we say Suzuki sensei, then we mean that Suzuki, we're referring to Suzuki as a professor or a teacher. So we're saying Miss, in this case it's Mrs. Suzuki, right? Because we're well, in English it's not necessarily Mrs., but we say teacher Suzuki, right? But in English we don't really say teacher. We usually refer to as Mrs. So you get the point. All right. Anyway, so now when we use just the word sensei, right? If we use only sensei by itself, so just sensei, right? Then we refer to as teacher. So this sentence here we start already. It says teacher. Koko, which means here. I'll explain more about that later. Kyoshitsu, classroom. And then desu ka, right? Into a question mark. So let's just let's get the eraser. Where's the eraser? Let's just hit this button. Nope. There we go. So first of all, let's just look at what there is to say. So it says sensei, right? Where's my pen? So sensei. So teacher. Here, classroom. Right? So these are the components of our sentence, right? And so if we know what this means, then we can also say, okay, let's have a guess what it means. If, hey, teacher, we know that he's talking to the teacher, right? And then koko wa. Remember, there's a wa particle here. So the wa particle means this guy is a topic. And then classroom, right? So then we can deduce by saying, hey, teacher, is this the classroom? Okay? So that's how this sentence would translate to. Now, that being said, we're going to cover some interesting things, right? So first of all, we can see that we have a new word, koko. So last week we've already learned on the left side of the board, but the whatever on the desktop, on the screen. There we go. So we've learned kore, right? And then we've learned kono, and now we're learning koko, right? Kore we use for objects. Okay, kono we use for possessive. And now we have koko, which means for place. Okay? So just like kore and kono, where kore had, so this is what we call the asoko series, so and ko series, right? So just like kore has sore and are, kono has ano, soko, sono, and kono. Koko has the same thing. It has three. It has koko, it has soko, but we don't say ako. Okay, that's wrong. In Japanese, there's one exception to this. We say asoko, right? Asoko. Koko means here. Soko means there. And as we covered on the last session, right? When you want to use the a series, it means it's far away from both of us. So that means, let's say these two people are talking right now in the picture, and there's a classroom far away, like over here. There's a door over here. And I say,
asoko wa nan desu ka, right? Asoko. Over there. Okay? So let's clear all that up. And then we go to the last sentence, all right? Suzuki now replies. Suzuki sensei now replies. はい、そこは A クラスの教室です。Now, just for context, right? This A means A, okay? As in like the alphabet A. Well, I'll talk about that in a bit. But 教室, right, means classroom. And we've done this before when you have the no particle, which indicates possessive, a classroom that belongs to, in this case, A class, right? A class. Right? So we can deduce that this group of word here means that A classes classroom. Okay? And then say, はい、そこは A クラスの教室です。So, はい。そこは A クラスの教室です。Right? So, A クラスの教室です。We have it here. そこ means there. And はい we already know means yes. Right? And remember, just like in English, when we say, hey, what is this? We say, oh, that. That is blah, blah, blah. Right? And say, hey, come here. Over there? Okay, I'll come. Right? So in Japanese, it's appropriate response, right? If you say, come, if you ask a question is here, then the person will reply there. Right? Hey, hey, come here. I want to show you something. All right, I'll come over, bracket, there in a minute. Right? So in Japanese, the same thing. If you say, koko wa nan desu ka? Right? What is this or where is here? What is this, right? Sorry, let's just use kore. Kore wa nan desu ka, right? In this case, say, hey, what is this? Then we respond with sore wa nani 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 desu, right? Because, hey, what is this? Oh, that's a pen. Oh, that's a book. Oh, that's mine. Right? So, let's go with this sentence again. Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning. Our new greeting for today. Right? Ohayo gozaimasu, also responding good morning. And then Ari says, Sensei, koko wa kyoshitsu desu ka? Sensei, teacher. Koko wa, here, classroom. Right? Or, is this the classroom? And then Suzuki then replies, はい、そこは A クラスの教室です。A class. Right? As we said, 教室 that belongs to A class. So, A class is classroom. There. Or そこ. Right? Say, yes, that room over there is for A class. Full stop. Now, that being said, we have a few things that we need to clear up straight away. Now, koko means here. Soko means there. And well, we also have asoko, which also means there, right? But then you're going to ask, okay, so koko means here, soko means there, but why in this sentence when we translate it, why is it that in this sentence when we translate it, this sentence over here, we instead of saying here is classroom, question mark, we say is this the classroom? Oh, sorry, in this case it's a classroom. Right? Because in English, English is by default, right? We would say, hey, is this a classroom? Question mark. And then you'd be, okay, if I say this in English, when I translate it to Japanese, this in Japanese is kore, right? So why can't I say kore? Now, let's just remember what I said earlier, right? When we say kore, sore, and are, right? These are for objects that I listed over here just now, right? Kore, sore, and are is for objects. Then we have kono, sono, and ano, right? And this is for possessive. because we always have kono, sono, and ano followed by a verb, right? And then we now have, where is it? Then now we have koko, soko, and a, soko. And these are for location. Okay? So in this case, this door, he's asking about the location now, right? He's asking what's inside. And what's inside is not an object, but it is a location. So he's asking, hey, what's inside here? Is this a classroom? In Japanese, that will translate to koko wa kyoshitsu desu ka, right? Is this a classroom? All right, that's just to clear up some confusion that I read earlier today. But yeah, that is page 1. Clear screen this, do this, do this, do this. One more thing. I think I forgot to change the stream title, so let's do that real quick. Oh shit, I pressed update. Never mind. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Let's go with the next bit, right? 2. Okay. Ooh. We are having... I'm gonna dig out one page here for a bit. This is for grammar purposes. Hold on 1 second. One real quick second. Okay. Where are we? We are here. Okay, there we go. Oh, right. So I forgot to actually open up the list of grammar that we might go through today, just in case I skip some by accident. Now, as we were, right, we shall now have the nice people to read for us. So, without further ado...
その部屋も教室ですか？
いいえ、ここは教室ではありません。先生の部屋です。
どなたの部屋ですか？
山本先生の部屋です。
All right. So, we can see here straight away, there's more questions, right? They're still at the same place. They're still talking. They're still talking. Now, その部屋. So remember, right? When we have the kore series, this is for object. When we have the kono series, it's for possessive. And when we have the koko series, it's for location. Now, you see here in this bit here, let's change the ink. Okay, you see this bit here? He says, その部屋, right? We know that so heya is the word for room. Okay? And it says その部屋. So we're saying that room. Now, you're going to say, but we just learned location. Why can't I say soko? Right? Why can't I use soko instead? Now, if you wanted to say soko, then we had to eliminate this whole bit. Instead of saying その部屋も, then we would change the sentence to そこも. Oops, wrong thing. 教室ですか? Right? This is what it would become instead if we wanted to use そこ, right? However, right now we are using その, right? Which is to indicate possessive. So, 部屋, that belongs to that, right? Which means in simple English, we're talking about that room. Okay, so その部屋も, like we learned in the last session, も means also. Okay, 教室ですか? So, if we translate this into, so we know that this is a question, right? So let's make our component. その部屋, that room. Let's remove this to not confuse anybody. Oh shit. Let's get the eraser. Let's remove this to not confuse anybody, okay? Anyway, that room is our first component, and then also is our second component, and then classroom. And then question mark, right? And then in English, then we can build our own blocks, right? Is that room also a classroom? Question mark, right? That's what this sentence translates to. And then you can see Suzuki Sensei immediately replies, "Ie," to say no. ここは教室ではありません. Remember, ではありません is for negative sentences, right? Or as we say, non-affirmative sentences. So she's saying, いえ, no. ここ here は topic. 教室ではありません. So 教室 classroom. Right? ではありません means not a classroom. So when we bring it to English, we say no. This is not a classroom. Full stop. Right? And then she said, Sensei no heya desu. Heya means room. So room that belongs to teacher. So she's saying that it is the teacher's room. Right? In this case, the translation is a bit liberal. It doesn't mean that the teacher lives there, but it could say, hey, it's where all the teachers are. This is the teacher's lounge. There's a lot of English words for it. I'm not sure which country, which region uses what words, but for the purposes of this, just remember, okay, when we say teacher's room, we're referring to the room where all the teachers are and where you go to when you have to look for your teachers. Okay. Anyway, Ari says, "Donata no heya desu ka?" Remember, we've learned donata as the formal version. Well, formal or polite, right? Version of who. No heya desu ka? So remember, who is our first component. Heya is our room, right? Which when and we know it's a question. So when we translate this, it becomes whose room, is it? Okay, and then at the bottom here it says Yamamoto Sensei no heya desu. So Yamamoto Sensei no heya desu. So remember, Yamamoto Sensei is one person, Mr. Yamamoto. Okay, and this room belongs to him. So this is Mr. Yamamoto's room, just like that. Okay, and it's the sentence goes as simple as that, right? Because where are we? Because it's as simple as that because he says Yamamoto Sensei no heya desu. She doesn't say koko wa, she doesn't say soko wa. She just say it's Yamamoto Sensei's room. Full stop. Right? And basically this is the conversation for this page. It's actually quite just simple. New words, we definitely have new words like kyoshitsu, right, which means classroom. And then we have actually no, not too many new words here except for heya. So the two new words we have in this page is basically heya, which means room, and we have kyoshitsu, right, which is the kanji should be this, right, which means classroom. All right. So that's this page. Now, we shall move on to the third page for today. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. Alright. Oh, short text. I like short text. Let's have them read now.
鈴木先生の部屋はどこですか？
あそこです。
どんな部屋ですか？
小さい部屋です。
All right, this page here, we're going to learn some adjectives. But before that, let's go through sentence by sentence, right? So just remember, this conversation is still in the same hallway, right? This was A class. This is Yamamoto Sensei's room, okay? And now he's asking, Suzuki Sensei no heya wa doko desu ka? So, just like how we've learned kore has a question form in dore. We've learned kono has a question form in dono. Now we will learn that koko has a question form in doko, which means where. Okay? So Suzuki sensei, right? Mrs. Let's say Mrs. Suzuki. That's our first component. Not hair. Okay, wait. Let's remove that component. Eraser. Miss Suzuki's room. Alright? What? Doko desu ka? Where? Right? So it's asking. So now basically Ali's asking, hey, Miss Suzuki, where is your room? Right? Okay, now before you people start getting dirty minds, okay, before you guys start doing that, in this case, when you say where is your room, we can also refer to it as office, right? Because let's just do a quick double check, right? See, we can also translate to this office because room means personal space, okay? And yes, guys, if I didn't tell you last time, there is a button up here that you can click that says yaku, and yaku means translate. Okay, just so you know. Anyway, so office here, right? So basically, when we say heya, we can also say office. All right, just for the record, let's remove that because we don't need it. All right, and then now she replies, "Asoko desu." Now remember, I said just now, right? Koko, we have three, right? We have koko, we have soko, and asoko. Koko means here. We have there, and we have over there. Right? Because with asoko, this room here that we're talking about right now is far away from both of them. Okay? It's far away from the both of them. So they say asoko desu, over there. They're both, now she's pointing at a room that's far away. Okay? Asoko desu, over there. Points. Okay? And now he asks, "Donna heya desu ka?" So now, donna is a new word as well for this page. Donna means what kind. Okay? So donna, let's add it here. Donna. What kind? Right? And then heya, room. Question mark, right? So we rearrange that ourselves to say, what kind of room is it? Question mark. Okay, so donna means what kind, and in Japanese, this is, and we need to learn this word very importantly for this chapter because this chapter introduces us to adjectives, right? And I think I'll pull the adjective page in a little bit. Let's go through this one first. Now, Suzuki replied, "Chisai heya desu." So, chisai is an adjective to say small. Okay? So, when we say chisai heya, right? This means small room. Okay? So, Ali asked, "What kind of room do you have?" There we go. So he's asking now. Suzuki's asking. So Ali's asking, "Donna heya desu ka?" What kind of room do you have? And then Suzuki replies, "It's a small room." Right. In this case, for the context of this, all the rooms here mean office. Okay. Now that being said, let's clear this page up, and let's bring this page over. Right. So I'm bringing this page over for a few important reasons. We are officially learning how to use adjectives. And adjectives are pretty important, right? Because we need adjectives to describe something. So I'm going to talk about adjectives for a bit. So in Japanese, there's two types of adjectives, okay? Let's write here. Adjectives with ADJ. There are two types. We have E adjectives and we have na adjectives. Okay, what do I mean by e and na adjective is basically, it's basically as simple as it sounds. So e adjectives are adjectives that end with e. For example, chisai, sa i, right? This means small. Okay, and chisai is an e adjective because the last hiragana ends with e, right? So, and just to make it easier, the kanji for chisai is like this. So this part here, this I here, is what turns it into an e adjective, right? And then another example, so we have small, right? Let's learn big. O ki. This means big. And we can see it ends with an e as well. So this is an e adjective, all right? And then so you're going to ask, all right, what about na adjectives? Okay, na adjectives, a good example will be kirei. No, kirei. Right? Kirei is a na adjective. All right? And you're going to be like, but kirei ends with e. Why is it a na adjective? Now, for that purpose, I don't remember how to write the kanji, so hold on. I'm going to cheat for a real quick bit. Okay, now if you actually get the kanji for kirei, right? This, we're gonna get this, okay? We're gonna write this down for educational purposes. This is the kanji for kirei. There we go. Okay, so this here is the kanji for, it's the kanji for kirei, okay? And then we're here. Okay, this is the kanji for kirei. And you can see in this kanji, there is no e at the end, right? It doesn't exist. This is read kirei. And then you add a na on top of it. So this is why kirei is actually a na adjective, all right? Just so you don't get confused. Okay, this is the reason why kirei is not an e adjective. Whereas, for example, when we say oki, right? Oki. Oh shoot, that's a bit too messy down there. Let's remove this all. Right? For example, oki. Well, it's right here, a bit more visible. Oki, right? When we write this in kanji, right, we write it like this. I think. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm starting to doubt my own Japanese writing anymore. Jeez. Okay, so this, right? This o bit refers to this kanji, so oki. And then you can see with the kanji, there's an e hiragana at the end. And this is what makes it an e adjective. Okay? So, that being said, let's remove all this. So, in English, I'm pretty sure we know what an adjective is, right? Adjective is to describe a noun. For example, it's a book, right? Then you can say it's a red book, it's a blue book, it's a big book, etc. Right? Blah, blah. So for example, we can see here, atarashi means new. So, あの魚は新しいです. Sakana is a word for fish. So, you see, あの魚, that fish over there, that's new fish. Okay? So, this is how one example of how adjectives work in Japanese. Let's head to the next bit here. Let's not touch this one yet. So, but in addition to using adjective, right? It's like that fish is new. We can also say that new fish, right? For example, that book is new. Oh, that book is old. Or we can just say, oh, that old book. Right? So what I'm trying to highlight here is that the first one we learned is that that noun is adjective, right? That's what we learned just now. What we're going to learn in this one is that adjective noun. And for example, that green pen, or like that black book. This is basically simple stuff, right? We're learning the building blocks. If we don't learn the building blocks correctly, we can't make proper Japanese sentences. So in the above phrase, we use the e adjective directly in front of the noun to describe the noun, right? So furui, furui, right? This means old, okay, as in as an adjective, okay? So, 古い建物. 建物 means building. BLDG. Right? So, あの古い建物. あの means that, right? And then 古い建物 is our new word, right? That old building. What? This whole thing is the topic. So, we're talking about that old building. レストランです。レストラン, right? Oops. Which means restaurant. Okay? So that old building is a restaurant. Okay? So this is how we use adjectives. And then you're going to ask, all right, how are we going to know what adjectives to use? How do we know new words? Okay. In this website, right, there's a whole page here listing new words. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of them for the interest of time. Maybe on a different day, a different session, right? But words, vocabulary is something that, we have to choose what to sacrifice for the live stream, really. Right? There's some self-studying you can do on your own, but most of the time I'll try my best to explain words to you. Right? But then we're basically going to safely assume that all these words you would have known by the end of this chapter before we go on to the next chapter. All right. So that being said, right. So the last example I want to go through here is basically when we use when we modify some nouns. Let's get a pick out to make a sentence, right? So remember, for example, let's not look at this example yet. Let's look at an old example, right? これは私の本 this, right? This is my book. We can further upgrade the sentence by saying, instead of これ, we can upgrade to say この本は私の本です, right? Say this book is my book. And the reason why I'm doing this is because now we want to further describe this book. For example, on the table, right? On the table, there's 4 different books. One is black, one is green, one is red. And you say, hey, that's my book. But then you look at the table like, but there's 3 books. One is red. Okay, let's just remember. One is red, one is green, one is black. Okay? So, then we can say, for purposes, we're standing right here and we're pointing at it, right? この. So, here's the new word, okay? 赤い. Akai means red, okay? Akai. Let's not use green. I just remembered it's not. This is. Let's use blue. Okay? So, この赤い本は私の本です。Right? This red book is my book. Alright? Now we can replace 赤い we can say 青い。この青い本は私の本です。Then that would mean this blue book is mine. 黒い black book, right? So 黒 means black. Right? And for those of you who are watching on the stream right now, if you notice, your mentor, Kroya, uses this as kuro. Yes, this kanji means kuroya. And so basically, you've now officially learned part of his name. Right? With that done, let's go back to our little textbook. That's not the textbook. There we go. So, where were we? Right, we finished this page and we're going to the fourth page now. Okay, so, ooh, we're learning numbers now. Oh, okay. Now, here we go. Sensei. Dang it. Let's have them read it actually.
先生、今何時ですか？
11時半です。
食堂はどこですか？
あそこです。
Okay, perfect. Now, this is going to be the last text for today because we're going to have to cover a lot of ground because we're introducing time, and with time, we're introducing numbers. Okay? So, I'll take time to talk about the new words in a bit. So, where are we? Let's see. Let's clear this page. Sensei. Teacher. Ima. Ima means now. Okay? New word. Ima. Now. Nanji desu ka? So we've learned nanji. We've learned nan, which is nan, which means what, right? Ji means hour. When you combine nanji together, it means what time. Okay, so this is a new question word we're learning today. Nanji means what time. Okay, so sensei, teacher, comma, ima nanji desu ka? Ima, now. What time? Right? So basically, this translates to teacher. What time is it now? Right? And then Suzuki replies, Suzuki sensei, right? 11時半 this. So numbers, we haven't learned it yet. Don't worry. I will cover them in a bit. So 11時. 11. So in numbers, 10 or the kanji which is across means 10. And ichi, which is 1. This is literally the kanji, okay? This thing here, this just one line like that is the kanji for 1. That is not what I wanted to do. That's the kanji for 1, okay? So this means 1, okay? Han means, which is han, means half, okay? So 11 means 10 plus 1. So it's 10 and 1, which means 11. Okay? I'll teach all this later in a bit. Don't panic. And then han means half. Hey, what time is it? Oh, it's 11 and a half. obviously it's not half, but when we say it in time, when we say half, we refer to 30, right? Half past 11. 11時半です. So he's saying that Mrs. Suzuki now is saying that it's 11:30. 11時半です. Don't worry about this. I'll talk about this all later. So just don't panic, okay? And then Ali says, 食堂はどこですか? So it's 11:30 in the morning and Ali's getting hungry. So I say, 食堂, cafeteria. 食堂はどこですか? Where? 食堂はどこですか? Where is the cafeteria? Right? Hey, do you know where the cafeteria is what he's asking. Then Suzuki replies, あそこです. Remember, when we're referring to somewhere far away from the both of you, you say, あそこ. Okay, remember that. That's very, very important. Now, that's all the reading we're going to do for today. But with the introduction of some really interesting things, we have to cover two things. So basically, we have to cover two things, okay? We're going to cover the numbers. We're going to cover the number system. I can't even spell number. The number system, okay? And we're also going to cover adjectives. All right, this is really important because without the numbers, all the next chapters is going to be really hard. Without adjectives, you will miss out on a lot of explanation, right? So while this is going to happen, let's see what I can dig out of my old file. I have one for chapter 2. Don't do I? Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so this is a bit unorthodox. Don't worry too much about it. Okay, I just happen to have a good old picture of my textbook. Yeah, this actually will cover exactly what we need to cover today. And this is the only last remaining picture I have of this textbook. Okay, so should we scroll in? We might need to scroll in, don't we? Okay, you know what? Let's just use the website. Okay, let's go here. So we can see this beautiful long list of words. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's go through them one by one now. So, where's my pen? Okay, so the first word we have is gakko. Gakko, which I can't click this anymore. But gakko, the kanji for gakko is gakko. Okay. And this means school, right? Kyoshitsu, I think we've been through this one. Kyoshitsu, right? Which means classroom. Shokudo, let's see if I remember how to write shokudo. Yeah, this should be it. Shokudo, which means cafeteria. Shokken. Shokken is something you don't hear too often in other languages, but shokken in this case means a meal ticket, right? In Japan, how do I explain this? In Japan, right, you're gonna see a lot of vending machines in Japan, right? So you're gonna see like a big vending machine like this. And here's the thing: even restaurants have vending machines, because what they'll do is they'll have like a lot of buttons here, right? And each button is basically a picture of the menu and stuff like that. So like, you know, this will tell you the price. Then here is here's the box where you take your change. There's a little here. This is where you put in your money. This is where you put the coins in, right? And basically there's like a whole menu of stuff. So what happens is like, oh, today I feel like eating chicken rice. Today I feel like eating katsudon, right? Katsudon, then you put in, let's say it's cost 800 yen. You put in some money, and then you click the button, and then out will come out this cute little meal ticket, and your change will be somewhere here. Okay, you take this meal ticket and you take it out, and then you go over to the counter where there's a guy who's probably waiting for you. You give him your ticket, and he'll take it and he'll say, oh, okay, perfect, and then he will give the order, right? So in this system, you kind of pay for your food in advance. You get a ticket, and then you show the guy your order, and then that's it. So basically, you get to kind of avoid conversations, is what I get to say about this, right? So this is what we call a meal ticket. Okay? Now, pan. Pan, you see this is in hira, it's in katakana. Pan means bread. Okay? Gyunyu means milk. We have juice. Okay? Juice, which means juice. Right? Orange juice, right? Orange juice. Apple juice, apple juice. Blah, blah, blah. Restaurant. Soup. Let's clear all this. Scroll down a bit. We have niwa, which means garden. We have tatemono, which means building. We have ryo, which means dormitory. We have byoin, which means hospital. Jimushitsu, which means office. Toshoshitsu, which means library. And then dai ikukan, which means tai ikukan, which means gymnasium. Toire, which means toilet. Uchi, which means house. Kami, which means paper. Sakana, which means fish. Yama, mountain. Fujisan, which means Mount Fuji, right? It's a special reading. Ima, which we learned just now, for now. Doko, for where. Dona, as in what kind. So we see camera in brackets, so what kind of camera. Ikura, we haven't learned this yet, which means how much. Nanji, what time. Koko, asoko, and soko, right? Here, there, and over there. Now, I skimmed past those because those are things we can do self-study, or we can go through them as it comes along. But this whole list here is the list of important ones today. This entire list are what we call adjectives. And more specifically, they're E adjectives. And if my E doesn't look correct, it's E. So it's E, okay? This is how I write my E. Anyway, you get the point. So, chisai. That's the wrong kanji. Chisai, right? Chisai. It means small. Akai. Akai, which means red. Shiroi. Shiroi means white. Oki, which means oki, right? Which means big. Takai, meaning tall. Oh, sorry. It has two meanings. Takai, okay, just remember, sometimes kanji have two meanings, okay? Takai can mean tall. It can also mean expensive. Okay, just remember that. This one has two meanings, okay? It's a little bit annoying, but yeah. Yasui, which means cheap. Atarashi, which means new. Kiroi, was there a kanji for kiro? Kiro, I don't remember the kanji. Let's cheat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right. So I believe it was like this. E, right? If you want, you can head to the website, or actually no, there's a link at the bottom somewhere in the page. It has a link of all the compilations for the videos we've made, and also each there's a compilation of kanji for each chapter I've made. Kiroi, right, which means yellow. Hikui. Hikui means low. Hikui, I don't remember the kanji for hikui, do I? Hikui, which, no, it's not that one. Kanji practice, man. So hard. Shite. I actually forgot the kanji for hikui, didn't I? Oh wait, I think wait, it should be this one. Right? Okay, let's cheat. Yeah, I got it right. Okay, so let's make that clean a bit. Oh shit, that's not the button I want. Undo. Thank God there's thank God the undo button actually remembers that you erased everything. Okay, so hikui looks like this. Hikui. Okay, hikui, which means low, right? Kurai. Hold on. Kurai should have. I believe kurai would look. Oh, where's my mouse? It looks something like this. Kurai. This means dark, right? And then we also have akarui, which where is it? Which means oh wait, I forgot the e, which means bright. Okay, we have furui, which is like this, which means old, as in like old as in dated old, as in like old book, right? We don't mean old as in what's this? We don't mean old as in hey, you're old. We don't mean like age old, okay? Oh shoot. Not age old. Okay? That we have a different word for that, okay? Aoi. Aoi, which means blue and green. Green's blue. Okay? I hate this word so much. What is it gonna tell me? Okay. Aoi means blue. It also means green. Okay? If you want to ask why, put it this way, okay? In Japan, aoi means blue and means green. It means both colors, and anything that looks like in between is just basically aoi, okay? Don't worry about it. You will eventually learn a better word for green that allows you to make a distinction between the two. But for now, remember, aoi means blue and green. We have kuroi. Kuroi means black. Okay. Anyway, all that work being said, notice that when I write all the kanji down, you notice that all of them end with this little. Let's have a little highlight. Actually, no. Let's use the highlighter. No. That's for later. Let's just. Oh, that's my eraser. No, I wanted this. There you go. Okay, you see this bit here. You see that they all end with e. Okay, I'm making a mess at this point. Right. So all of this kanji, right? You see that no matter how much kanji you write, you end with the same thing. It always ends with an e hiragana, right? So this is why we call them e adjectives. All right. And yes, green is midori, but as far as we're talking about learning from this chapter, midori hasn't come out yet, so let's not. I don't want to touch that. All right. Okay. So, if you want, you can screenshot this. It's not so bad. But it also might be easier if you go to the page yourself, then you can actually click on everything. And also hear how they read it, because if you do this,
大きい、
you can listen to how they say it.
高い、安い、新しい、黄色い、低い、暗い、明るい。
Etc. Okay. That being said, now let's see. We can remove all this now. So, that being said, we've finished through all this, and now we're going to go into time and numbers. So, time and numbers is a little bit interesting. I think I just want, for the purposes of this one, we're going to just include our whole own working space, which, here, enjoy my random sketch, which I believe I saved. Yeah, I did. Okay. So, now here we're gonna learn a bit of numbers, right? So just now we've learned like 11, right? Okay, that doesn't matter. So we're gonna split into this. There's kanji. There is reading. And number, right? 3 columns. Actually, now that I think about it, number should be in front. So let's just clear the holes. No, I don't want to save. Let's just clear this whole page, right? So we're gonna go with number, kanji, and then reading. Okay, so with the number 1, right, the kanji is just one stroke like that, which means, right? Sorry, this means ichi. Okay, and then if we say ni, right, the kanji is just 2 lines like this, and we say ni. San, which is 3 lines, we say san. Okay, yon, which is this, we say yon. Go, is 5. 6, which means 6. Okay. 6. We have 7, which is this. This is na or shichi. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we have 8, which is like that, which means ha chi. We have this, which means 9, which is q or ku. And then we have 10, which is ju. Oh wait, wrong place. Undo, which means 10, which means ju. Okay, there we go. So this is basically the Japanese number system, right? So you can see here, ichi, just one stroke is the kanji. Okay, and then ichi, in case that doesn't look clear enough. Okay, ichi, right? That's the reading. Ni. Then here, san, which is 3. 4 means yon. Okay, there's a second reading of shi. Okay, don't worry too much about this one yet. For now, just remember yon. The reading of shi will eventually come out. All right, for now, just remember it as yon. Go means 5. Roku means 6. We have 7 for nana. We also have shichi. This is basically basically like shi and shichi. These are for the Chinese readings, okay? And they do have their uses. So when they come out, they'll come out. Okay? We have hachi, which is 8. We have kyu, which is 9. We have ju, which is 10, right? And basically, this is the number system for Japanese from 1 to 10. Right? So with this, you officially know how to say 1 to 10 in Japanese. And then you're obviously going to say, all right, then how do I say 11, 12, 13, you know? Does it have a crazy rule like English where anything more than 10 has a special reading? You know, it's like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. You know, every language has a different way, right? Japanese is more simple. It's more forgiving. Okay? If I want to say 11, okay, in kanji, I'll make your life. It's in kanji. So this is number, this is kanji, and this is reading. Okay? In kanji, we just write this. So, for example, 12 would be this. 13 would be this. You see, I'm following down this column here. 14 would look like this. 15 would look like this. 16 would look like this. 17 would look like this. 18 would look like this. 19 would look like this. And 20 would look like this. All right? So, that's how easy it is for Japanese reading. So, how do you read them is what you're going to ask. Don't worry. It's as easy as combining the two. So, you see this is a 10. And we know the reading for 10 is ju. Right? We know that the reading is ichi. And that's how I read it. Ju ichi means 11. We know that this is 12. And the first one is ju. Second one is ni. And that's how you read it. Ju ni for 12. Ju san, same thing. Ju san. Ju san, 13. And blah, blah, blah. Right? And then we're going to... So basically, this is how you go. And then let's go to the 20. For example, we have 20 here, right? We know that 2 is read as ni. We know that 10 is read as ju. Right? So this is how you say 20. Ni ju. And let's be a bit more complex. Ni ju. So this is 2 lines across and the 2, right? This actually means 22. Because you know why? It's 2 times 10 plus 2. If that makes sense, right? So I'm going to clear this whole page up right now. Just don't panic. Okay. So Japanese number system is always read like this. Okay. You have the ones You have the tens, you have the hundreds, and you have the thousands, and you have the 10,000, right? So these are suffixes that we have to learn. So ones is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And yes, this may look like I'm writing it really fast. Don't worry about it, okay? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? So in tens, we will just say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, blah blah blah. Alright? Okay. Now we're gonna learn the hundreds now. Hundreds is 100. 100, which the kanji is denoted by this, right? So 100 will be just like that, which we read as 100. Now note, we don't say 100, we just say 100. Okay, the correct way of saying is 100. This means 100. But when we have 200, we say 200. So 200. Sorry, 200. Okay? Now, I'm convinced that I should have a proper document of it somewhere. So let me just check. Whoops. Actually, no. Hold on. No. This is not it. Don't have anything for chapter 2. Oh well. Anyway. So, where are we? Come back here. Okay. So, as we're here, right? So then when we have 300, right? 300, we say 300. So for now, just remember this, right? 10, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I want to clear a lot of this mess here. So we've learned all that now, right? Now we're going to go to the more tricky readings, which is we start with the hyaku series, okay? So let's first clear the whole word. So hyaku series in the hundreds, okay? We have 100, we have 200, we have 300, 400, 500, we have 600, we have 700, we have 800, we have 900, we don't have 1000, right? So let's start with this. This in the hundreds we use a hyaku suffix. All right, so with the hyaku suffix, we mean that something is in the hundreds. So if I say hyaku, this means 100. So 200, same thing. Ni, because you have to say 2, right? Then hyaku. 200s, if that makes sense. Same thing for 3. 3 is 300s, right? So san. Okay, this is where you have to pay attention. Byaku. So in Japanese reading, when things like this happen, you don't say sanhyaku, you say sanbyaku, right? The reading becomes sanbyaku, right? It becomes a B. It's a special reading. It's a better way of remembering this. If you want to ask why, please ask on the channel, because this is a linguistic question more than I'm just learning Japanese. Okay. Anyway. Then you have 400, right? 400. So the 4 is 4. And then we have 100. We have 5, right? So 5, we have 5, and then we have 100. Now 600, right? Now 600 is 6 and 100s, right? Now 6 has a special reading too, because 6 is 6, right? Instead of saying 600, we say 600. So, ro, pyaku. Okay, remember this is a small tsu. This is a special reading. for 600. Okay, remember this. So this is 100. This is 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, special reading. Then 700, so 7 and the hundreds, right? So 700, right? 700. Now we have 800. So 8 is hachi, right? And because it ends with chi, it also has a special reading. So instead of saying 800, we say 800. So it's ha with a small tsu, and then we say 100, which means ha. Where's my phone? Sorry, that was my alarm. Okay, we have 900, which means with 9, right? Q 100, which means Q 100. Okay, these are for the 100 series, right? We're going to cover all the series up to 10,000 because this is important in terms of learning numbers. Okay, so we have 100 to 900, right? So right now what we've covered is we covered the 10 series, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, right? Then we learned the 100 series, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Okay? So remember, 3 has a special reading, 6 has a special reading, and 8 has a special reading, right? Now we will go to the 1000 series. So in the 1000 series, we also, sorry, where's my mic? In the 1000 series, we have a new suffix, right? So just remember, we've learned ones, which has no suffix, right? We have the tens, which is called ju, right? The kanji for it. We have the hundreds, which is called hyaku. This is the kanji, okay? So now we have, this is called the sen series, right? This is how you read it, sen. And this, if you live in Japan or anywhere, if you live anywhere in Japan, this is something you're going to go with every day, because in Japan, if you're from the West, usually $10 is 1,000 yen. Okay, so we say sen yen, right? Let's not go too off topic with that one, but that will lay us nicely, because now we have to go with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. Okay, so just like 100, right? We don't say 100. We don't say one. In Japanese, we don't say 100. We just say 100. And in Japanese, we don't say 1,000. We say 1,000. So we don't say isen. We just say sen. Okay, we just say sen. This means 1,000. And then nisen, which means 2,000. Sorry, nisen, right? 2 and 1,000. Nisen. Now, special reading for 3. San zen. Okay, san zen. San zen. Okay, so this is sanzen or sanzen, depending how you want to see it. Okay, then we have yonsen. Yonsen. And you can see, right? You just have 4 and then you say 1,000. So yonsen. We have gosen, which means go. Then we have sen. So 5 and then 1,000, right? 5,000. We have 6,000. 6,000. How do you say 6,000 again? 6,000. 6,000 yen, I think. 6,000. Good. Yep. Should be 6,000, right? No, it's 6,000. Okay, so 6,000. Here we have 6. Isen exists. Yes, no. It exists, but proper reading. Okay, it exists for pricing reasons, but proper reading you don't. Right? Anyway, let's we'll go through that in a bit. But anyway, 6,000 we say 6,000, right? 6,000. And then 7,000, which is 7. So we have 7,000. We have 8,000. Remember, 8's a special reading too. So it's 8,000. And for all you Dragon Ball Z lovers, it's over 9,000. In Japanese, it's over 8,000. So 8,000. Okay? This is 8. This is 1,000s. Remember that. Then we have 9,000, right? So 9,000. Okay? And this is our 1,000 series. Now I'm just gonna double check on the thousands. Do they teach you 1,000 here? No. So here, right, they don't teach you sen with isen here, okay? And it's more because we don't use it. Isen exists for I would want to say for pricing reasons, but I don't want to shoot too much out of my ass without knowing what I'm saying. So let's not go there, okay? Anyway, so that's the 10,000, and then we're going to go with no, that's the 1,000 series. Now we're going to go with the 10,000 series. So this is the 1,000 series, right? And we're going to clear all this, and we go to the last one, which is the 10,000 series, which is the man. Right? So ichiman. So this one we say ichiman. This goes with ichi man. Niman. Sanman. Yonman. And so forth, right? So for the man series, it's more simplistic. Okay, we don't. It's just goman, rokman, nanaman, hachman, kyuman, right? There's no special readings. There's nothing. So that's why I'm not going to go through this one too much, right? So that all being said, we've officially learned this 1 to 10, which we've officially learned 1 to 10. We've learned the 10 suffix, which is ju. We've learned the 100 suffix, which is hyaku. We've learned the thousands, 10, and we've learned the 10,000s, is the man series, right? Okay, so in Japanese, how do we read numbers, right? So if I say 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, 8, 7, 6, 5. So this is ichi, this is ju, this is hyaku, this is sen, right? So this is what we call the ones column, this is what we call the tens column, so we call the hundreds column, this is what we call the thousands column, right? Now, the reason why I drew it like this is because it makes it easy to read now. We always read left to right, so we know 5 means go, right? So to read 5,678 in Japanese, 5,000, so go, sen. 678. And that's how we read numbers in Japanese. So if we give a random number, for example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, right? Now, we know this chart already. So we know that this is the 1 section. So let's, we know this is the 1 section, right? We know this is the 10 section. We know this is the hundreds. We know this is the thousands. And we know this is the 10,000s, right? So in Japanese, we would translate to 2만, 4,000, 681, right? Which will bring this to which will bring us to 2만, right? This part here. So this is 2만, right? Then we have 4,000. 4,000. 600. 600. And then 81. Right? So we have 81, which is 81. Right? And that's how we read Japanese numbers, okay? So just remember, if you don't know how to read it, this little chart helps you. You just put 1, 10s, hundreds, and thousands. You put the numbers like this. You read it from left to right, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? Right. So that's all we're going to talk about for numbers for the context of this one, right? And okay, one more last one before we stop. Okay, we're just going to talk about the clock real quick. So remember we learned quickly about time, right? So we've learned numbers, we can learn time now. So we want to know how to say o'clock, which is for hour, the hour hand, right? And we also want to say minutes, which is the minute hand. Okay, so the suffix for o'clock is ji, right? And this is the kanji for it. And we can and basically from 1 to 12, 1 o'clock, we can just say ichiji. We can say niji. All the way to 12, right? Okay. Now, how do we read hours? It's as simple as what we did before. Now remember, this is what we call a suffix for time. Okay? So basically you have ichi, you have ni, you have san, you have yon, you have go, you have where are we? Roku, nana, oh shoot, not kanji, nana, you have hachi, you have kyu, you have you have ju, you have juichi, you have juni, right? And how do we, so this is 1, right? Ichi. Now we want to say 1 o'clock, we say ichi ji. We want to say 2 o'clock, niji, sanji, yonji, goji, rokuji, nanaji, hachiji, kyuji, juji, juichiji, juniji. And all this will mean 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right? That's as simple as it gets. That's all you need to know. And then let's head to the last one, which is the minute hand. The minute hand is a little bit more annoying, okay? Okay, fun as in fun, not fun, but fun. Okay, now there's a lot of special readings for this, okay? And you might not like it. That's what I'm going to say now. So let's just quickly run through this. Let me write it all down first. Okay. These are things you have to memorize. They're different from normal readings, okay? Now, we know that it means ichi, right? But it has a suffix now. And with suffix, the rules change, the reading changes a bit. So let's say, we don't say ichi hun, we say ippun. This means 1 minute. Nihun. Sorry. Hun. Well, hun. Right? Nihun. 3分. 3 4 分 4分 4分 right? 5分 Is it 5分 or 5分 Yeah, 5分 4分 Oh my god, I got it wrong, didn't I? 4分 There we go. Alright. Get razor. There you go. 4分 Okay. Then we have 5分 5 Undo that. 5分 5分 Right? This means 5 minutes. 6分 6分 which means 6 minutes, right? So 6分 We have 7分 7分 We have 8分 8分 We have 9分 Q is 9分 right? 9分 And then last but not least we have 10分 So we have 10分 Okay, let's double check. I didn't make any mistakes, right? Yep, all should be correct. Except for this little thing I forgot here, which is 10分. Okay, there's a double P, there's a double U, okay? Because I have the extension, okay? 10分. Or another, actually no, let's not go there. Another way is to read it as 10分, but don't worry too much about it. You won't see too much use, right? So this is how to say 1 to 10 in minutes. So 1分, 2分, 3分, 4分, 5分, 6分, 7分, 8分, 9分, and 10分, right? And then, well, fine. We'll do it this way. How about that? 10分, right? So just like how 9分 is 9分. Alright? So then how do we say like 11? How do we say 12? How do we say 13 minutes? It's just like before. What happens is we say 11, right? But then remember, because so we know that 11 is 11, right? But when we look at this chart, we know that 1, when you put it with minutes, is 1分. So we say 11分. So for 12, when we want to say 12, we say 12分. Right? When we want to say 13 here, we say 13分. We want to say 14, 14分, 15分, 16分, 17分, 18分, 19分, 20分. You know, and it goes on and on. So 21. Oh, I forgot to add a little thing here. 21分, 22分, 23分, 24分, 25分, 26分, 27分, 28分, 29分, 30分, and so forth until you reach 60. All right, but yeah, this number thing got a bit longer than intended, but basically this is gonna be the important bit. All these adjective, all these numbers, is something that you kind of have to learn by yourself. If you're doing self-study, you have to learn this by yourself. There's no one can really help you with numbers, right? If you don't remember numbers, then it's then when you continue on with any textbook, really, it's going to become hard, because you say, hey, I want to buy 3 apples. What's 3 again? That kind of thing. Okay. So yeah, that being said, this is where we're gonna leave off for today, and then in the next time we host another session, whenever that is, we will continue with we will continue with page 5 of this reading, okay, where they finally enter the cafeteria. But yeah, so until then, this is gonna be the first half of chapter 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And also, for those people who normally attend my sessions will still resume. Don't panic. Sessions will be, there's a session in, I believe, in about 12 hours from now. So, as of this recording anyway. All right? So with that, we're going to end the stream. Thanks for watching, guys.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at post masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, what else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, reveal it.